Recording in progress. We are now recording. So what's going to happen is after the show, we'll have a a YouTube as well. So if you want to share that to other people, or you could share the Facebook feed. And I think we are in good shape here. So Ed, I think you know what to do. It's the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Welcome. Friday, 9 o'clock. Time we celebrate having made it through another week of the pandemic. As the pandemic dies down, we'll just say it's another week period. Week. Here we are to talk about comedy, interview comedians. This is a talk show, but we also do a lot of comedy of our own. Sketches and improv. It's kind of like a variety comedy show. If this is your first time joining, welcome. And if you're coming back, always good to see you. You know, we do let people make comments on the show in the Facebook since this is live. In fact, Ed, looks like your mom is already online. And
hi, Mom.
Saying hi. Hi, Mrs. Ruben. Good to see you again, as always. And yeah, so anybody who wants to participate in the show, you're welcome to just make a comment and we will try to read it on air. And here we are, ready to start the show. So what we always do on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour is we start off with a little bit of news. And I always like to kind of highlight the stuff that I thought was funny this week, because I figure, you know, maybe other people will find it funny. So let's do that, guys. And by the way, Dena and Chris, when I go through these stories, you are more than welcome to make a comment, add your take on the news. We love it. So let's do that. Let's get right into the news of the week. And actually, Ed had alluded to this earlier in our little chat. Donald Trump has been reportedly telling his supporters that he will be reinstated as president in August. Now, this is based on nothing factual, of course. This is based on the fact that Donald Trump talked to Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow, who simply said, "Oh, you're going to get reinstated in August," like it was a fact, like he's some kind of like magician, other people, and that he can just more than welcome. Has the power of a genie. He can just wave his hands and say, "Okay, you're going to be president again." He's got the power of a magician genie, you know. And now, come to think of it, actually, Mike Lindell, he kind of has a Jafar kind of vibe, don't you think? Jafar, you know, Jafar, Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but listen, Donald Trump, if you're listening to the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, and who knows, maybe he is, don't trust Mike Jafar Lindell. Okay, I don't think he is legit. I don't think he really is the soothsayer he says he is.
I know what I'd do with that pillow.
I should have waited.
But the Secret Service didn't hear me say that.
Yeah, I get all of my news from pillow CEOs who had a really bad crack cocaine addiction.
Exactly.
Hey, they know what's down.
Seems legit.
A Canadian man whose home was robbed left a heartbreaking note on for the burglar who robbed his home on the neighborhood telephone poles. Here's the right here. There's the note. It was asking the burglar basically to return something that basically has no value to the criminal: photos of his recently deceased dog. They were on the memory card in the DSLR camera, and he's saying, "Hey, you know, can you please return that?" Okay. Now, we here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, we truly hope that this man gets his dog photos back, and we're optimistic. We're optimistic because, look, why would a cat burglar want dog photos? Doesn't make any sense. It's cat burglar. He doesn't like dogs.
Right.
Scientists say they have reached the bottom of the third deepest ocean trench on Earth for the first time, and found that plastic has even managed to there's a photo there. Plastic has even reached these depths, something like 35,000 feet under the ocean. Now, this surprised a lot of people, but because, you know, we all know that polluters are bad, but who knew they would stoop this low? 35,000 feet under the ocean.
You always got to have your credit card on you. That's all I know.
Could you imagine getting a degree to go do that and you study for like 10 years or whatever, and then you travel to the bottom of the ocean and all you find is trash?
Yeah.
That's
What
just
is-
life. That's just life, right? You do like, you know, you go
And
to the
who-
top of Mount Everest and what's up there? Graffiti and
Right.
trash,
Frozen skeletons.
right?
And
know-
who goes to the third deepest? What? I
Right,
mean,
right,
who
right,
are these
right.
people, right?
Was
Hashtag goals.
you're
You
right.
know what?
You go,
Screw the first deepest. Screw the second. We're going third, baby.
you go to the if you were to ask my son, my 10-year-old son, and he would be very excited to go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, because that's where the megalodon, or the what's it called, the Meg lives.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Megalodon,
like,
Meg for short. You're on such a casual basis with this
Yeah, the
giant
Meg.
sea monster.
You know what? Maybe their funding couldn't give them a vehicle that could go to the first or second deepest. Maybe, they're like, no, we've got a cutoff and that's it. That's your research funding.
That was all they could get to.
Yeah, that's all you get. Yeah.
Maybe their scale is like high school relationships. Like third base is the best base to get to, right? Yeah. Like, hey, we're going to third base, son. Like, yeah, call the media.
Like we could go deeper, but we wouldn't get these cool jackets.
Yeah. We're not gonna go all the way till prom.
Number of babies born in the U.S. dropped by 4% in 2020, compared with the previous year, according to new federal report released Wednesday. According to this report, this is the 6th consecutive year that the number of births has declined in the U.S., and it's actually the lowest number of births since 1979. So I think, guys, I know what we're going to call this new generation of children, okay? And I think it's basically the opposite of boomer. Yeah, so it's great because we're all going to get to say to these kids when they get a little older, okay, Buster.
Yep.
What do you think is worse, dropping the baby or spiking the baby?
I just want to say I was born in 1979, so this is kind of like good news. They were like, "Hey, we made enough good ones. Like we can reduce the numbers now, so that's less competition for me. That's tight. I like."
But you know what? China just raised. They said now everybody can have 3 kids. Now.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So
That's true.
see, there's always balance. It's like, hey, the U.S. Great, this is our chance. We're really taking over now.
I don't think they polled I don't think they asked the right question when they polled everybody. They should have polled everybody when they had babies during COVID and went, what percentage of you meant to have this baby?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong question. All right.
Yeah.
Last story of the night. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. As part of the U.S. vaccination drive, beer maker Anheuser-Busch is saying that it will give away free beer when 70% of the nation's adults have at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot. Free beer for Americans. Now that's what's up. I had to say that. Now, the company is saying that if we as a country hit the 70% target, it will give away 200,000 vouchers good for one of its beers. So please, if you're watching this show, Donald Trump or anybody else, if you're not vaccinated, please, by all means, do it now. Otherwise, the rest of us vaccinated people, we're going to start singing 200,000 bottles of free beer on the wall, 200,000 bottles of beer.
Oh,
If we
man.
don't hit the 70% at all, what a great waste of alcohol.
Well done.
Nice.
That was my singing,
done,
and that
well
was the Tony Feldman happy hour, you guys.
Man, I'm about to rush out and get vaccinated right now, so I never have to hear that again.
That's
feel
how you
like-
fill the baby gap.
Yeah,
Get more alcohol out there. We'll have more babies in no time.
perfect. It solves itself. Yeah.
I like the idea that Corona got us into this mess and Corona's going to get us out of it.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
All right. Well, that was the
It
news.
couldn't have been like a better beer out there though, right? Like, okay, you know what? I'm vaccinated. I still don't want your beer. Thanks, bud, but hard pass.
All right. Well, you guys, we have her here finally after doing the show for a year. Guys, give it up for Dena Ware for making an appearance here on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Finally, she's here, you guys. Now, Dena, I know a little bit about you because we've met in person. One of the few comics that, or few comedy-related people that I've had and where I've actually met in person. And I knew that you were doing productions and producing at Sunnyvale area bars and restaurants, but I didn't know about what you were doing during the pandemic. So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show, is I wanted to catch up with you and find out what you've been up to. So Dena, what have you been doing?
Well, you got to fill the void, right? And so I had a couple of shows going on in Sunnyvale, which took up a good deal of my time, and suddenly there were no more shows. And as we've all discussed, I'm just a huge fan of comedy, love everything about it. And I've always wanted to take sort of an academic view of comedy in some way, but I'm not a writer. I don't have any credentials. I'm not that person. So it's like, if I wrote a book, nobody would buy it. I would have to self-publish, and everybody be like, who is this person and who does she think she is? But so, like other people with no credentials or actual real talent on paper, I went to YouTube and said, okay, I'm going to do a YouTube series based on what I love, which is comedy. So I partnered up with Charlie Spink, and he, so the channel is called It's All Comedy in Theory. And we are talking about comedy since the very first joke. One of the questions we ask is anything universally funny? Turns out farts are universally funny. Everything else is very culturally based, but farts are the universal funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've got that out of the way. So, and then we're basically, the ultimate focus is to get to stand up in the United States.
Yes.
But to do that, you kind of have to go, all right, comedy all over the world, the 30,000 foot view. And then, we start funneling in, and, we covered vaudeville, and then we went to comedy on radio and comedy on vinyl, and that's sort of where we are. And we're moving because comedy on vinyl was really the counterculture.
Yeah.
And then that brought us to three very influential comedians, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and, like it or not, Steve Martin. Some people are saying yeah, some people are saying no, but this is we are now in 1975, and this is Saturday Night Live. So, and many people don't know this, but Richard Pryor, George Carlin, and Candace Bergen were supposed to be the three regular hosts for Saturday Night Live. And it turned out Pryor couldn't do it. And so then they got the idea to just have it be guest hosts all the time. So, but Carlin, Pryor, and Steve Martin, those guys sort of they were the last of the greats to do comedy on vinyl. And then things really shifted from there.
Well, let's, Dena, let's pull up the
website. Okay, so one of the things when we talk about all of this is I kind of do, Charlie does most of the voiceovers for the segments that we do, but I kind of take on some special topics. And this one is particularly about Trixie Fraganza, who was from vaudeville, and she was a really big deal in vaudeville. High paid, lots of stage time everywhere. But there's a little something more about Trixie that you don't know. So
right, well, let's find out about this early comic, Trixie Fraganza, and after that, I'll show everybody the the whole page so they can see the vinyl. You said the comics on vinyl and the whole channel, so we can promote that as well. All right, so let's play a clip here about this early vaudeville comedian and her relationship to a special song we all know. Let's play it.
In Claremont, senior music specialist at the Library of Congress. She was one of those women with her banner and her hat and her white dress, and she was a real force to be reckoned with for women's rights. In 1907, Fraganza began a romantic relationship with Jack Norworth, who was a well-known vaudeville performer and songwriter in his own right. In 1908, Norworth, while on the subway, saw a sign promoting a baseball game. Inspired, he hastily wrote the lyrics of what would become Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the back of an envelope. While most Americans today recognize the chorus of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it is the two additional, essentially unknown verses that reveal the song as a feminist anthem. Katie Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown crew, every Sue Katie Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. And you know the rest of the chorus. The next verse goes like this. Katie Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong, all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, she made the gang sing the song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. This song tells the story of a woman operating and existing in what is traditionally a man's space, the baseball stadium. Katie Casey was knowledgeable about the sport, she was argumentative with the umpires, and she was standing, not sitting, in the front row. She was the new woman of the early 20th century, empowered, engaged, and living in the world, uninhibited and full of passion. She was, historians now believe, Trixie Fraganza.
So this is fascinating. I'll be honest with you, and good job on the production. High production value, don't you think, guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Proper documentary. So Trixie was the inspiration for this song, but in the song, in the verses, he calls her different names, like Katie Blue.
Well,
Katie...
they were having an affair.
Okay.
So you know.
What?
So those are all the nicknames that he had for her, I guess.
Well, you know, you gotta keep it under wraps. She was single, he was not single, and he was the one who wrote the song. So he didn't want, you know, anybody at home finding out, you know, that he was writing songs for other women. He was like, no, Kate, I don't know, Kate, whatever, Kate.
And Trixie was more like a stage comedian. Like she was
an actress. Yeah, she was and she actually was in stuff with Buster Keaton. And but she sang. She was very bawdy. She was but she was a force, and she did a lot of charity work. She did a lot for children. She did a ton for women's suffrage. She was she did more than just be a stage persona. She did more outside of that. And so we're trying to also focus on people in the comedic arena who did more than just, there's another one about a comic named Burt Williams, who at the time as a vaudeville actor, and he's just amazing. And he was not just the highest paid black vaudeville comedian, he was the highest paid vaudeville comedian. So it was really wonderful to be able to say, you know what, even at that time when there was so much, so much prejudice and racism and all of the things, to know that this guy rose above all of that and just straight up, no adjectives, the highest paid, the end. It's like, great. That's good stuff to know.
When you talk about vaudeville, and I mean, there's sort of like, we all generally know that stand-up is an American art, and that it originated kind of from the vaudeville days of,
and Mark Twain, Mark Twain. Yep.
So but it's interesting because, you know, I think what you're doing is great because the line is not direct. You know, you kind of have to, somebody has to paint the picture, and you're doing that. And I think that's great.
Well, thank you. It's a labor of love. And we don't have many followers, but I think, you know, probably on my deathbed, I'll be like, you know, I wish somebody would watch the channel, and then, you know, and then I'll like, it'll all bust open, and it'll be like, oh God, she's dead and she can't enjoy any of this. No.
I've always as Eric, I've always recommended people. Have you seen this series on CNN called The History of Comedy? It's fantastic. It's kind of similar, you know, the documentary style about you know, the progression of comedy, the differences, you know, like when first people started doing blue comedy to like women taking over to sitcoms. It's really cool. And I think there is a lot of like, you know, valuable history that even comics can look at previous comics to like, you know, make modern jokes today. So I think what you're doing is very you know, educational and useful for the general public. Actually, it's really cool.
Well, and we're also trying to incorporate Bay Area comedians into it. So the stuff when I do a voiceover, I'm kind of serious, and it's very documentary. Again, because I'm not, you know, I leave the comedy to the professionals. But when Charlie does the voiceover, oh boy, does he give it the Charlie treatment. And I mean, it's crazy. And what's really fun is to try to keep him on topic and funny. And then I ended up with so much kind of, you know, what is it, virtually on the cutting room floor, that we started doing spink takes. So it's all the outtakes of, so it's everything that couldn't make it into the, you know, into the regular episode. And some of those are just, we have a ball. It's so much fun.
Well, we're going to post your YouTube channel on our page, so hopefully we'll get more people. Dena, before we let you go, what I wanted to make sure to cover is what's next, either for the YouTube channel you just mentioned, or I think you said in your chat that maybe you're going to start to do in real life shows. So
it's not a maybe, it's a for real.
Okay.
So, okay, so I live in Sunnyvale, which is in the South Bay area, and Sunnyvale has a historic district, and there's a street called Murphy Avenue, and it's a cute little neighborhood, and it's, you know, pubs and restaurants and you know, nightclubs and whatever. So there's two places that are sort of my home venues. Lily Max, so they're both Irish pubs, red hair, you know, whatever. Aaron Go Bra. So or Aaron Go Braless, however you like to have her go. Anyway, and so so Murphy's Law is starting first. So June 24th, I've got Zach Lord. He's going to be hosting every other Thursday there, and it'll be showcases. And then Lily Max, we're kicking it off on June 17th with Paul Conyers doing a feature show. Jason Cole's opening for him. But yeah, Paul Conyers, who's I kind of want to bill this as come and see him in your own backyard before you can't afford tickets to go see him.
That's going to happen.
And that's going to happen. And so I'm just super grateful that I can afford him for this. And then starting in August, we're going to be back to our Monday nights at Lily's, and it's going to be Mean Dave and Arturo Rigoza taking turns on Monday nights hosting. So,
well, if you are in the Bay Area, you've heard it. Those are the shows. Come and see them. And if you're not, check out Dena's All Things Comedy History Comedy channel on YouTube. We'll put the link in the on the show. Dena, thanks for coming on the show, guys. Give it up for Dena.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me.
Don't go anywhere, of course. You're part of the quiz later, but great to have you on. And actually, and I know that you are an improv person, and next up is our improv segment. So let me pull up Ed. Let me add Ed to the spotlight here. Niko, Chris, do you guys want to join our little improv exercise that we do here on the show?
I think Niko did.
Niko,
yeah, Niko said he was down. Yep.
Yeah.
And Chris, Eric, what about you guys?
Yeah, I'm down. I'll jump in.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Be weird if I was just not.
So what we'll do is why don't we start it off? We'll do two at a time, and then we'll just change it up a little bit so everybody gets to go once. So let's start, since I think it might be interesting to see Ed and Dena, because I think they already kind of have done improv together, or they know each other well. So let's just see if that produces interesting results. They already know the game. It's questions only, which essentially it's the opposite of improv. We give you a topic and you have to ask the other person questions only. And let us bring up our generator of, so Ed and Dena, you guys are gonna go first. Would you like a location, relationship, or word?
Dena, you choose. Which one do you want?
Relationship.
Okay, the relationship is a hairdresser and a regular. Ed and Dena, take it away.
How do you think I should wear it this week?
Do you want me to make all of your decisions for you, honey?
When have I not had you make all of my decisions for me?
You were pretty happy when I chose your last boyfriend, weren't you?
You call that a boyfriend?
Wasn't he a male?
You think because he has a penis, we have to call him a male?
You didn't like the tattoo?
Did it have to be on his face?
Didn't it seem like good advertising?
Yeah.
Did you have to kiss him up close?
You'd want to give me a trial run, right?
Would you like it if it licked back?
Did it do that?
Can you believe it?
Don't I believe everything you say?
Why are we yelling?
All right. That's a draw, you guys.
That was great.
Yeah, good job.
Good job. All right.
Volley.
All right. Let's do Eric. How about Eric and Chris? You guys wanna be a pair? We'll just
Heck yeah.
Eric and Chris, and I will and this should be interesting because you guys don't really know each other, so we'll just sort of throw you together. Eric,
Throw to the wolves.
Relationship, location, or word?
You pick, Chris.
How about location?
All right. Ooh, interesting. Men's restroom. Eric,
All right.
restroom. Let's see what happens.
Hey, can you help me with this?
Oh, you don't know how to do that?
I mean, can you help me though?
What part of this do you need help with exactly?
I mean, is it supposed to look like this all the time?
You want me to look?
I'm saying, is there a cream I can get?
Do you feel some kind of sensation?
Wait, are you not a doctor?
Do you think I'm a doctor?
I mean, why does it say Chris Hudson's practice outside?
Why did you think that this was my office?
You know, that's a damn good question. I have no idea.
That was great.
Good job, man. You stumped me. You stumped me with that one.
All right, Niko.
Yeah.
We have a wide range of partners for you to choose from here. Who do you want to do improv with here?
Let's me and Eric.
All right.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Let's bring up our. Okay, you guys want a word, location, or relationship?
Pick Niko.
Word.
And the word is respect.
How do you spell that?
He started with,
Yeah.
why can't I
George
get any
won.
respect?
Where's Aretha when you need her?
Wait, did
Yeah.
I think Niko just started. No, maybe not.
Oh my. Can you repeat the question, please?
Why can't I get any respect?
Who's disrespecting you, bro?
Who isn't?
Is this about that thing with Ed?
What else would it be about?
Wait, so I'm on trial now?
Aren't you?
Wait, is this not the People's Court?
Are you sure this isn't Chris Hudson's bathroom doctor's office?
I mean, who is going to sign my check then?
What kind of cream do you want to buy with that check?
Have you seen that guy from the bathroom?
What makes you think I'm not the guy from the bathroom?
Would you tell me if you were the guy from the bathroom?
What do you think was on the other side of that hole?
What's with the third degree? Are you going to give me the cream or not?
Well, has it lasted for 4 hours?
What time is it?
I think it's time to call this. That's what I think.
Good stuff.
All right, nice job, you guys. That's a
That
good
was
one.
fun.
It's a lot of fun. All right.
Everybody.
All right.
You're
so,
a good partner, Niko and Chris.
Now, Eric, I got a quick question for you, and I'm glad you were able to come on. So Ed and I were okay. So Ed was gonna do sponsors, but he's no Eric Newton. He was not able to go out. He tried different organizations, businesses, but we couldn't get a sponsor. So I don't know. Did you want to repeat some of your previous sponsors and maybe give them an extra plug or no?
Let me see real quick. I might be able to make that happen. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me see what I got here.
Got
For
one
those of
job,
you that
Ed.
are watching, Eric is
I know. If only I dropped the ball earlier, I wouldn't have made that testicle operation. Anyway. Sorry about that.
How about this? Do you want to do the next interview and then I'll be ready after that?
All right, let's do that. Let's do the
Okay.
next interview. All right.
Thanks.
So, and let me find. It's Zoom comedy. We can change things on the fly. Why not? Let's see here. All right. So, all right, Chris Hudson, guys, everybody, welcome Chris Hudson to the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour.
Hello.
Chris, I have to say that I have seen you on Zoom. I always thought you were funny. I liked I think the favorite thing I liked about your jokes is where you would start to get into like living in Portland, and then like, people would think you're homeless, and you would, to your credit, you would come on your Zoom and you look pretty grunge-ish.
Yeah.
You're much more. And then when I went and I saw your comedy, and you look really clean cut, I'm like, whoa, this guy, the pandemic did a number on this guy.
Yeah. I used to have long hair until recently. I had long, scraggly hair.
But no, it sounds. I mean, I'm glad that you reached out to us, because I didn't on Zoom. All I knew is just you had some good jokes, and I didn't know much about your background. But now I can see that you really have a lot to say, and you have. I mean, I don't know if you're a full-time working comedian, but I'm sure you're close to it if you're not. But Chris, why don't you tell us about your background? How you got, and especially how you got into comedy. That's what we always like to ask people here.
Oh yeah, sure. I got into comedy in college. I actually was in before I got into comedy. I played in a bunch of bands in high school, and I like played music and stuff. I played like guitar and bass, and even a little bit of the piano. Although people did not enjoy my piano playing at all. I would say people I was in bands with. And I got tired of being in bands, and I'd always loved comedy. I thought comedy was impossible. I thought that, I still think it's impossible. But I didn't know how you even did it or went about it. I thought when I was growing up, I thought people who did stand-up were literally like chosen people. They were like the Jews. No, No, I thought that they they were handpicked and they got to do this thing. And I was like, I felt like they were in some kind of magical bubble. And then when I was in college, I started, I found out that there were these open mic nights and stand up around that time. I want to say like 2010. Around that time, stand up started becoming way more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started figuring out, oh, wait, like just a lot of people do this. And it's not just like a few people. And so then I went and, put together some jokes, and then I've been doing it ever since.
Wow. Now, you're from Baltimore, but you are now in Portland. Did you start out comedy in Portland, or is there some other city that you practiced first before you?
No, I started in Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, my last year of college. I went to college, University of Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, go Bees. That's the mascot, is the Bees, and the university is UB, and the name of the mascot is UB, EUBIE, after UB Blake, the jazz pianist.
Okay.
So the full mascot's name is UB, the UBB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started in Baltimore, and then you moved out to Portland. Now that's Portland is famous for being like, well, to put it nicely, it's weird. It's a weird place. I mean, and I can't imagine how weird it must be to do comedy there. But why don't you tell us? I mean, do you have to do different comedy there to kind of fit in, or how does it work there?
Actually, surprisingly, so I did a week here in 2019, and I liked it so much I ended up moving here. But when I came out here in 2019, I was working on jokes that I put on my album, and a lot of them are about Baltimore. And I didn't know if they were going to go over at all, because this is Portland. I don't know because it's kind of like a little bit rough around the edges comedy. I talk about rats a lot. I talk about heroin. I talk about all this other stuff. So I didn't know if they were good, but they actually ended up loving it out here in Portland. So this is a big comedy city. Like, they love comedy. Okay. They're connoisseurs of comedy.
Great.
And if you bring them some half-baked jokes, believe me, I've learned this the hard way. If you bring them some half-baked jokes, they will not laugh. They won't give you anything. You need to have some good, solid material, point of view. Like, this is a big comedy city, which is part of the reason I moved here, is because there's no cheap, easy laughs here.
Sure. That's good. That's a good way to look at it. Well, you did, speaking of your comedy, you did send us a clip, so I thought maybe we would just play some of that, and you can tell us a little bit more. Now, this where was this venue?
This is at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia.
Okay.
I apologize for the quality. The quality's not the best, but I stand by the joke.
Okay. All right. In Virginia. So when you were living in Baltimore and traveling a little bit then?
Yeah. I went on the road to Virginia and did this theater show, and yeah. And
as everyone will see, you certainly were more well shaven or clean cut, as you will. All right, so let's play this clip. Here we go. Chris Hudson in Falls Church, Virginia. Here we go.
There's a lot of people try to divide each other. There's a lot of divisions going on in the country, but I think one thing that brought everybody together last year was that solar eclipse. You guys see that good solar eclipse, dude? Yeah. I saw it too. Unprotected, by accident. I mentioned I was a millennial. Somebody told me that there was a gif of a corgi riding a skateboard in the sky. And I was just like, huh? Burned my eyes a little bit. With the eclipse, burned it a little bit. So I was freaking out. I don't want to go blind. I like seeing stuff. I think seeing stuff's underrated. So I put it into the Googler, right? I was putting it into the Googler. Like, what do you do if you look at the eclipse unprotected? By accident. You don't want your phone until you're done. By accident. Totally. This is what my phone came back with. This is all the results. This is what it came back with. It was like, you wait 2 weeks to a month. And if your eyes don't return to normal, you shouldn't have looked at the eclipse. We're from this far. We can't help you. That's why internet doctors said. They all verified internet doctors. Shouldn't do that. So I was wearing sunglasses inside. I was one of those guys. You know, sunglasses inside. Ooh, he thinks he's cool. You know, you say that to blind people? You think, ooh, you do. I was wearing sunglasses inside, and my dad saw me with sunglasses on inside, and he did what any parent would do when they see that. He was like, are you on drugs? And I had to be honest with him. You know, I'm honest with my parents. I was just like, yeah, but that's not why I'm wearing sunglasses. You should get to know me a little bit better. You should get to know me. Hey, how about this? How about we spend a little quality time with this blonde? Come on, Dad. Take a hit. Take a hit. Don't be a bitch, Dad. Right.
I like that. Very relatable. Yes, very
Oh, I
relatable.
forgot I called my dad a bitch at the end of that.
Very relatable stuff. The part about, so of course, everyone looks everything up on the internet because, you know, who needs doctors, right? When you have the internet and the internet doctors. So that's, and also the, I liked how you kind of poke fun at yourself being a millennial. Oh, there was a GIF in this guy. That's, yeah, millennials. They love, yeah, they'll not easily fooled, but certainly they have a thing for anything on the internet or anything, memes. So
Oh yeah, memes. If you put a meme anywhere, any kind of meme, even if it's a bad meme, millennials will look at it, flock to it. They'll just focus on it.
It's
memes.
Irresistible.
I have a question for Chris.
Sure.
If I was traveling, if I was hanging out in Portland for the weekend and I wanted to catch awesome live comedy, where would you suggest that I go to check out, you know, the comedians that are local out there?
Well, stuff is starting to open up around here.
Always forget about that.
Yeah, the shows are starting to come back. There's a bunch of local shows that are pretty good. But I know on Tuesday nights at Helium Comedy Club here in Portland, probably one of the best clubs in the country. And Tuesday nights, usually you'll find a lot of local Portland comedians and some coming traveling through on that show on Tuesday nights.
So Chris, going back to your album and your and we could put the website. I know you have a website, and we could put that on our group page. But just briefly, what's going on with that? That was pre-pandemic, I'm assuming, content that you packaged up. Was it you released it just before or in the middle of the pandemic?
I released it in December 2019.
Okay, so just before. Okay.
Yeah, December 2019, and the title of it. It's called, so December 2019, mind you.
Yeah. Nobody
had any idea what's going to happen. And I titled it, It'll Probably Be Fine.
Nice.
So.
Foreshadowing.
Good comedic timing.
Yeah.
So you released that album and then the pandemic hit, you know, so I guess, so normally like when a comedian releases an album, then that kind of leads to a lot of gigs, or can lead to gigs, because you've got, you know, credits, right? You know, here's Chris Hudson, here's his album. But obviously the pandemic kind of put a stop on that. But I think you've done a good job in keeping up with Zoom and everything. And but how are you, what are your plans now that the things are easing up? Are you gonna, I don't know, try to go do another album of live comedy, or are you gonna try to sort of revisit that material, or what's your sort of next steps for comedy for you?
Well, I do have some. I have some a little East Coast. I'm going to return to the East Coast and do do a little bit of touring to revisit some of my favorite cities on the East Coast.
Okay.
And another album, maybe the next year or two. I mean, live comedy hasn't been around for a year, so I can't just go ahead and put out another album immediately. Yeah. But but when I do, I probably will revisit some of the material, but some of the material was so timely and location specific.
Sure.
Like I have a lot of jokes about Baltimore on that album.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like my love letter to Baltimore before I moved. Mm-hmm. I had all these Baltimore jokes and I was like, well, why don't I just put them out on an album? And then when I move, it'll be like, oh yeah, Chris, yeah, he was around here for like almost a decade. Here's like his material about Baltimore, and there's some material about.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm intrigued, Chris. I feel like I really want to follow your career because I want to see what happens when you take a comedian from one place who's got all his connections and the content is somewhat related to that. You take them, you pick them up, you put them in a completely different place, a different coast even, and see how then the comedy morphs and changes. And so I'm looking forward to seeing your Portland comedy as well.
Are you pitching a reality show right now, Tommy?
Maybe, guys, that could be interesting.
I wanted to say, Chris, I think it's awesome. You're a millennial and you released a comedy album. That's a bold move because you're a millennial. I would have figured it'd be like a mixtape. So that's pretty tight, dude. Good stuff.
Yeah, it kind of is like a mixtape a little bit.
Oh, that's what's up. Tight.
I just think that when you first started talking and you said that comedians were like the chosen people, like the Jews, and I was like, yeah, pretty much. A lot of comedians are Jewish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, Dena. By the way, that should be a topic for your channel. By the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy.
Don't worry. Baltimore, yes, definitely. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I was raised Roman Catholic, so I don't know how I'm gonna fare in this comedy world.
Very well, very well. Anybody who's deeply religiously ingrained, you have the suffering. You
and the guilt. The guilt.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah.
Like Toriana says, enough guilt to start your own religion. So yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Chris, before we wrap up here on your interview, I'd like to give you an opportunity to promote any shows you have coming up, whether they be Zoom or real life.
Well, I'll be at the Tacoma Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington, on the 8th of June.
That's it.
And on the 23rd, I'll be at Helium Comedy Club here in Portland. There might be some dates in between that I'm forgetting. My website, chrishudson.co. I also have a podcast, Coffee Sip with Chris Hudson. I just had Kyle Kinane on, which was an amazing episode. Kyle's such a cool dude. I have some great guests coming up. The episode I'm working on right now, I'm really excited about. It's a comic who's gonna be on an HBO show soon.
Nice.
So it's really some exciting stuff. All we do is talk about coffee, though. So if you're looking for any gossip, we just talk about coffee.
A coffee show in Portland? Shocking.
Exactly.
That's cool.
You know what we'll do is we'll put the website on because that's important. We want to give everybody a chance to check out all your stuff, your podcast you mentioned, your live shows, your Zoom, and your album. So you've got a lot of body of work there, Chris, and I'm hoping to see you keep building to it. So guys, give it up for Chris Hudson for coming on the show. Excellent. And speaking of Tacoma, although he's not really from Tacoma, but Niko Lukoff is here. And I believe Niko, you've been going to the West Coast. And wait a second, Eric, I'm not forgetting you as well. Did you want to? Okay, good. Niko, you have been going to real life shows in Washington, haven't you?
Yeah. I actually I did Tacoma Comedy Club. I did their open mic a while back, and then Nate Jackson's super funny comedy club. He calls that. It's a really, really cool place. Not like he calls it. It's just it's a great name. It's a fun place. And yeah, I've been doing some. And actually, this week when Chris is going from Portland to Tacoma, I'm actually going to Portland. And I'm gonna sign up at least at Helium on Tuesday night.
Okay.
It's the first place I ever did a mic, August 2019, and I'm hoping to maybe get lucky and get on. It's one of those ones like it's very good chance you're not gonna get on when you sign up because so many people want on there.
Oh, wow.
But there's also other mics in town that I'm gonna go hit too. So yeah, answer your question. Yeah, I have, and I've done some here in Boise, in Idaho where I live, which I'd never done before prior to the pandemic. So that's been really fun getting into the scene here.
All right, well, I've got your, for those of you who don't know, Niko runs the Displaced Comedians Facebook group where all the comedians doing comedy on Zoom. find out their information. You got anything interesting to show us this week?
You know, we've done this for about 30 something weeks. Time I got to say, nothing new this week. Everything's the same. That's all. Nothing's. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
So a lot of mics have stopped.
Okay.
And it's gonna just happen more and more, just because people are going live, and by the nature of this, 'cause a lot of this information I got not because someone like submitted it, but like most of these are because I reached out and I found there was a thing and I interrogated somebody for information. So they're not always gonna come out and just say like, hey, no, that doesn't mean anything negative on that. Just mean like, by the nature of it, not everyone's gonna come out and say, hey, Niko, now my mic's over. It's just not gonna happen all the time. It does happen a lot. I get messages about it. So so my advice to you right now is, if you want to hit any of these mics listed, reach out first, do some kind of communication. Right. If you're going to invest your evening or afternoon or whatever it is, like hit these people up and just make sure something's still going on. Because we've had people who like sat on Zoom, like waiting for a long time when there's, for whatever reason, the Zoom room didn't open, like whatever. So still trying to keep it updated. And if you go and you find out, you can post, hey, there's a bunch of mics that aren't there, or you can say, hey, this one on this day isn't happening anymore, and I can update it, because I can't be everywhere doing that. And that's been really nice. People have been working together and helping with that. So that being said, if you hit the Friday tab for me, Tommy, so folks, you see it's a day of the week and then time by Pacific time, and the one that I've got highlighted there because I'm got to click on my screen. This is pretty cool. Aaron Desperva, and I might be screwing up his last name. He's been putting on some really cool Zoom shows. Every Saturday he's doing a booked Zoom, and then Friday night he's doing this thing called Bombing Run, which it's fun because it's also a short show. I actually did that once before our show here some months back, where it's a competition. You do what is it now? Oh yeah, I thought it was 5-minute sets. 3 comedians do 5-minute sets. There's a judge that you don't know who it is. Like they don't show their face. You don't know who it is, and I kind of like that. And then they pick a winner, and then it's like, you're the ace, whatever, you're the bomber, sucky, whatever, like fun stuff like that. So it's just kind of a fun thing to do. And Aaron gets all dressed up as like General Dude Aaron. He does some fun, goofy stuff. He's just a cool, funny guy. I think you'd like him, Tom, if you haven't connected with him before.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Okay.
He's nice. He's fun. And that's just a cool opportunity because, there's a lot of fun Friday night Zooms, so you can hop on that and still get to a bunch also. So if you haven't checked it out, I recommend it. And since there's only a few slots each time, get in there ahead of time, and you can sign up on Slotted, so if you're going to get a spot or not. And then he promotes it and puts your name out and stuff. So a lot of mics where that's not the case, it's a little more show-ish, but it's pretty fun. So I'd recommend checking that out.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks, Niko. To your point about how there are Zoom mics that are sort of going away, but that's creative destruction, right? We're probably going to boil down to the best of the best eventually. And those are the ones that have, legs and staying power. So it's.
Yeah. And the ones that people still want to run them, because there's the thing, we know how to do it now. It's not super expensive. Chris does pop-ups all the time. A lot of people do. And not that it's the easiest thing in the world to host a Zoom. It's also not the hardest thing in the world to go, hey, who wants to hop on Zoom right now and have 15 people or 4 people or whatever at any time of day or night, run jokes. And especially doing the live stuff, it's really helpful. That's been the major thing is I've done like 10 Zoom sets between live mics sometimes. And by that time I've got new stuff to, that's worked out. Excellent. And it's just helping more for life. So I'm excited.
All right. Well, guys, give it up for Niko for coming on every week and giving us the Zoom support. We're going to go to the quiz in a minute, but I wanted to just get back with Eric and see if did you want to? Okay, good. All right. So So for those of you who don't know, we do here at Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, we try to get sponsorships from companies. It's very difficult, but Eric every week is always able to do it. So guys, give it up for Eric Newton for this week's sponsors.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? So typically this is my part of the job, but after what Niko just said, maybe he should do it because he was like, hey, if you go to a mic and it's not, the mic's not going anymore, let me know. And he just found a way to crowdsource getting people to do his job for him. That's fucking awesome. I don't know. I should have thought of that 30 weeks ago.
Delegation, yo.
Right. But anyway, what's up, everybody? Eric Newton back here with the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour with this week's sponsors. And let's just jump right into it. Some viewers, longtime viewers of this show, they know last week, our show, we found ourselves smack dab in the middle of some online feud between two of our regular sponsors, so everyone knows, we do work with Gillette, we do a lot of work with Gillette, and that's why Tommy was so interested in Chris's beard shaved off. I mean, yeah, because Tommy facilitated the Gillette deal. But we also do some work with the direct competitor Magic Shave. All right. So, right. So they were thinking, hey, it's kind of like a conflict of interest that was both. So they left it up to me. I get to decide who we're going to stay with. So I thought of the perfect test to figure out what sponsor we should keep. Basically, I do some modeling work on the side on a website called OnlyFans, right? And due to my work as a model, it often requires me to have close-up pictures of various regions of my body. So I decided let's just have a shave contest. Whoever gives the cleanest, best shave will keep, right? So I use the Gillette products around my neck, my underarms, chest, and I use the Magic Shave on more remote areas of my body, right? And I mean, I gotta say, there's a clear winner here. All right, there's by far Magic Shave is definitely the winner of this conversation. I mean, I want to tell you right now, at this very moment, to quote Dave Chappelle, my junk is smooth as eggs, son. I mean, it looks so great. I mean, I feel like I should just show you guys. Check it out. Check it out. My it's smooth as eggs, dude. Real spit. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, there you go. We're gonna keep Magic Shave as an official sponsor for the show. And before I get out of here, I just want to say, to anyone who thought I was actually going to show my junk live on Facebook for a cheap laugh, I'm better than that. Okay. I would never do that. I will never show off my junk in public for free. You got to go to my OnlyFans page. Like I just said, send me some money. We can talk.
Standard.
That's all I got for this week. I'll see you guys next week with another sponsor. Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Right on.
Good up for Eric for great sponsors again this week. Magic Shave was the clear winner, and we appreciate their sponsorship. All right, you guys. So, we were going to have another guest, but I guess they weren't able to make it. So we'll just go straight on to the quiz. The quiz that we have here at Tommy Feldman Happy Hour is a little bit unique. What we do is we play commercials from Japan. And the reason we do this is because I used to live there a long time ago. And when I started doing comedy a few years ago, I struggled with a way to sort of bring back what I learned in Japan comedy-wise to my current content. And the way I'm able to do that on the show here is by showing these commercials, which are so funny. Japanese commercials are really great. But so that in and of itself is funny. But what I try to do here is I let the guest comedians and the regulars guess what these commercials are about, because I stopped halfway. I played halfway and I stopped. And so the quiz is, what is the commercial about? And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And we go to the guests first. So Chris and Dena, you will get first crack at the quiz. Then we'll go to the Facebook audience. We have 5 people watching live. So hopefully those of you watching live can try to take a guess. And then last we'll go to our regulars, Ed and Eric and Niko, and see if they can guess. And sometimes we get through everybody and nobody knows, and we have to go back and replay it and maybe give more hints at this. So let's do that. Let us go to our quiz for tonight. And if you guys are ready, everybody thumbs up. We all ready?
Woo, yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'm ready.
You're ready. First commercial
Win.
of the night.
Bring on.
Start.
I'm coming for you, Ed. I'm coming for you, Ed.
I'm on you, Eric.
All right, I'll stop it there.
It's just one big cantaloupe tonight, honey.
Giant cantaloupe. It is a giant cantaloupe. So what is going on here in this commercial? Dena, let's start with you. What?
I'm guessing it's for cantaloupe juice or milk or some sort of cantaloupe flavored milky drink.
Well, that is, yes, that is, you are in the right territory.
I'm just going straight obvious.
Hey, that sometimes works well, and you are very close, but there's a little bit more to it than that. Chris, can you build on what she just said? Is it what's going on here?
Yeah, I think it's some kind of like maybe like coconut, cantaloupe like based kind of skin lotion, skin cream. Because for some reason they're always like drinking yogurt in skin commercials.
True. No, it's definitely something in edible, but you were going, that was good. It was a good strategy. Facebook audience. We had several of you. Anybody want to make a guess? Anybody that's watching? We have a guess from the Facebook? No guesses at this time. All right. Then let's throw it open to the regulars. Niko, what do you think?
Is it like they're kind of like LaCroix kind of thing?
So melon,
like a flavored sparkling like water kind of deal?
You're getting closer. You're getting warmer in the sense of the drink part of it.
Okay.
Eric, what do you think?
Man, it's a drink, so I have no idea because I thought it was like for an EpiPen. She's like, oh, I forgot you're allergic. And he's probably like all blown up out of frame right now. But if it's a drink, I'm gonna guess it is some kind of like I don't know, coffee, some kind of coffee flavored coconut drink or something. Yeah.
It's not coffee, but I said it's a drink. It is drinkable, but it's I'll say it's dairy. I'll say it's dairy. Oh, that's all I'll say. Ed, what do you think?
Let's see. Is it like
you guys are real close. I could feel Ed's really close, I could tell.
I wish. I'm just gonna say it's like some sort of creamer for tea.
Now let's do a replay, and then we'll hopefully we'll get some guesses at that point. Here we go.
Is it like mochi? Is it like one of those mochi balls?
Okay, that's the product right there.
Is
it yogurt again?
No, it's like
Not
foamy,
yogurt.
but it's foamy though.
Anybody?
I think this person doesn't know how to make cream of wheat.
Or they make it really, really smooth.
Yeah, hella smooth.
Does it turn out to be like those mochi balls? You know, those little
No, this is
like
a
ice
drink.
cream. Oh,
Is
it's
it like-
great. It is.
Is it like one of those probiotic things for your stomach?
No, this is just a treat. This is a dessert thing, like just a yummy, refreshing.
It's like a smoothie. Is a smoothie?
Soft serve kind of deal?
It is like a smoothie, but we call it something else. We used to call smoothies back in the day something else, sort of like a.
Is that a milkshake?
Yes, milkshake.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Those weren't smoothies back then. Those were milkshakes still.
5 extra
Yeah.
points. Can someone tell me who makes this smoothie? This shake? Anybody can take a guess at where you can get?
McDonald's.
Yes.
I knew it.
Wow.
So,
Glad you said it.
Eric. Yeah, it's a trick question.
They do everything great there.
Exactly.
You're making a melon flavored shake.
I think Tommy works for like board of like he spent all these months trying to get us to.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing the golden arches only show up at the very, very end.
Yeah. Yes, I am a big fan of McDonald's. That is true. And as anybody that has children knows, you do need to go there on a regular basis just to kind of survive. So I don't know, Niko, do you take your kids to McDonald's? I feel like I'm going there every week, pretty much.
No. I don't.
Maybe you have
we do have other guilty pleasures that we do take them other places for fun stuff.
Right. All right. So good job, guys. You got it. Let us find our next commercial. Okay, this is a good one. This is all right. Let's see if I can get to. So you can see it's a fairly straightforward game. And okay, here we go. Wait, no, that's not right. Oh, it's right afterwards. Okay, I think it's coming right next. So let's just go ahead and play starting now. All right, I'll stop there just to kind of see if we have any guesses. First of all, I would like to say this, if you see here, we have a Japanese model in the center and then 2 foreign models on the sides, which is you see that a lot in Japanese commercials. They like to put non-Japanese people in to kind of spice up the commercial. They're like almost like, I don't know why they do that. I guess it makes it look more international, but it's really just for the Japanese audience. So, all right. So Dena, Chris, do you guys have any guesses at this point?
I'm gonna go chicken nuggets because everything's golden and there's chickens playing music.
Yeah, there are chickens, and I'm not even sure why those chickens are there in the background, but
then it's not chicken nuggets. All right.
Not related to chicken. Chris, do you have any idea?
I'm gonna go a little bit left field and say it's some kind of like cleaning product.
Cleaning products. Okay. I like your way of thinking because you do need, in this case, you really do need to go left field. I mean, and this is something completely unrelated to what they're doing here, dancing. But I'll give you guys a hint. It's a service more than a physical product you would consume. It's a service. So, and they're dancing and they're obviously very happy. So I don't know if that helps. Facebook audience, do you guys have a guess as to what this could be a commercial for? No guesses. All right, let's go to our regulars. Ed, what do you think?
I am gonna go for house cleaning.
House cleaning.
Like a house cleaning service or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think these ladies. Well, I mean, what do I know, right? Maybe.
Well, they can go get dance lessons and all this stuff because somebody else is dealing with.
Yeah.
Well, we have an answer from Facebook. Nicole writes soda. She's wondering whether it's a soda commercial, and that is not a bad guess because sometimes commercials for soda have really no relationship to soda, but it is not a soda. It is a service. It is a service. I'll give a further hint. It's a financial related service. So Eric, do you have any ideas, or Niko?
So I think the vision of this commercial is like a Japanese reboot of the movie Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the service is like a Bell's bondsman, like hey, I got too drunk at the karaoke bar. I need some help, type of thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with like a Bell's bondsman.
Bell's bondsman service. Okay, Niko, what do you think?
They had it coming.
Yeah.
I changed my guess so many times from everything you're saying. I think it's like a service that I don't know, something that like helps you with like stocks or something. Maybe it's a financial thing, like they're excited, like they just once got some money, that kind of thing. Something along those lines.
It's not for stocks.
I'm not sexist and gonna talk about them cleaning stuff because that's just.
I know. Yeah, I was trying to catch myself as I went down that rabbit.
All right, let's play back from the beginning, and I'll try to reveal a little bit more.
Oh, I know that song.
They're saying so. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, is that Putting on the Ritz?
Yes, it is. And then, but there's changed the lyrics to D point. They're saying D. You can build up your D points. You get D points.
Oh.
Now do you guys have to
Is it a credit card is it a credit card?
Nice. You are correct. It's a credit card. Points. It's a credit card that gives you D points, which is NTT Docomo. You know their cell phones carrier called Docomo. They have their own loyalty program called D points, and you get 10%. You get 100 points for every 1,000 yen you spend.
Nice.
So yeah, D points. I don't know. We don't have that. We don't have loyalty programs from the AT&T or Verizon. We don't have that, so that's unique. All right, let us go to the next. These commercials are not so funny today, but you know, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
That's okay. We are.
Yeah, you guys bring the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, maybe this one might be a little bit funnier. Okay, let's see here. Right after this guy with this cheese.
いつでも自然素材を食べていたい。
先輩、お届け物です。
ハンコください。もう会議始まってるよ。
でもこれは無理なので。
All right. She's at the company. She's sort of daydreaming about berries, I guess, but she's still at the company, unfortunately. So, given that, Dena, what do you think? What could be this? Could this be a commercial for?
I don't know. The thing that came to mind was something like the American version, or like the American commercials for, oh, I'm smarter today. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. This product, if you consume it, it definitely is supposed to help you with some, in some way, I guess, or feel good. Chris, what do you think?
It just seems like some kind of like medication.
Not a medication. It is. There in the beginning, they showed those berries. Those are just ordinary berries, I think.
But then the cops were coming, or they.
Those were not
with
the
a warrant or something.
Those were like the rest of life coming into.
Well, so that was her coworker. So basically, she's imagining that she's eating these blueberries, and she's imagining that she's in the forest picking them and enjoying the woods, and then all of a sudden, it's this whole daydream is interrupted by the boss. Hey, you need
come back to work. Okay, gotcha.
Package for you. Hey, so it's like she can't escape like she wants to, but she escapes for a moment when she ate those blueberries.
Ooh, okay. So she took the blue pill, not the red pill.
Yeah, the blue pill. Blue pill, you guys. Facebook audience, do you guys have a guess? No guesses. All right. Let's see. Eric, what about you?
I think it's blueberry flavored Adderall, which I thought I trademarked, but I guess I have to talk to somebody in Japan, still in my ideas, but I'm gonna guess like some kind of like like ginseng or some kind of like energy drink that mind. Yeah.
Energy drink. It's not a drink, but it is definitely something you eat or consume. Niko, what do you think?
So I don't think so, but are like regular drugs legal? Like is weed's not legal there, right? No. Okay, because you can order weed here and get it delivered. I was like, they were looking for it, they want to escape and to feel good and forget about their coworkers. I was like, that's someone who just got some weed delivered. Gosh, I don't know. It's something they consume makes them feel better. I'm gonna go with yogurt again.
Yeah.
Probiotics.
Probiotic yogurt. Blueberry yogurt would be a good guess, but it's not blueberry yogurt. It's blueberry something else. Ed, what do you think?
I will go. Well, I was on the thinking it was yogurt too, so I'm having to stall here. So I am gonna go with like blueberry Pop-Tarts or some sort of dessert-like item.
Oh yeah.
Can you be a little bit? Can you give out throughout
like a blueberry strudel thing, or like turnover?
Not that bakery level. Think about just something you buy in the store and you just open the package and you just eat them one by one.
Blueberry chips?
Chocolate covered blueberries? Chocolate blueberries?
Blueberry M&Ms.
Not M&Ms. It's definitely got flour. It's got flour. It's you.
Donut.
Let's show you what it is, and then the first person to blurt it out is the winner. Okay, let's see. Here we go. What is it?
Oh,
cookies.
Cookies. There we go. That was Dena. Dena said cookies. So it's a blueberry cookie that just takes you away as you eat the blueberry. It says here the power of nature, the power of you. Is what it says here. The power of nature, the power of you. So, you eat the cookie, the blueberry, you feel nature, you feel refreshed, and you recenter yourself. And you
put 10 milligrams in there and she'll be
10 milligrams of whatever, THC or whatever.
Good with nature for sure.
All right. So we're getting these. All right. Last one of the evening. If I I could find it. Where is it? Hold on a second here. Nope, here we go. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. All right.
歌に何を込めるかを大事にしたいんです。ムシューダの防虫カバーは服をカビやホコリからも守ってくれる。そこは歌に込めたい。いつもと歌い分けたいんです。そこ
So, what is this a commercial for? Let's start with Chris.
Well,
What is
the
going
only
on?
clue
Bizarre commercial.
the only clue I had was the clothes, so I'm gonna say it's a dry cleaning service.
Oh yeah.
It is dry cleaning service. You're right about the clothes, but it's not a service.
The one time it's not a service. It's
It's not a service.
Yeah.
You buy it. You definitely buy it, and that's all I'll say. Dena, what do you think?
All right. Well, if it's clothes and it's not a service, and she's hallucinating with this creepy thing in the background
Stop.
and construction going on, I don't like laundry detergent.
Getting warmer. It's
Warmer.
definitely in the laundry area. It's definitely
Alright.
something you would put in your when you're working with your clothes, you would do this to keep them in some condition. But that's all I'll say. Facebook audience, Nicole had written previously about the last one about a bar. Or maybe she's writing about this one. I don't know. Niko, what do you think?
some kind of straightening thing, like some kind of iron. I was thinking fabric softener, but I don't think it's that. I think it's like some kind of straightening kind of something. Something to make ironing better.
We've seen products like this before on the show where you do something to your clothes. That's all I'll say. Ed?
Is it something you hang in your closet to keep the moths away?
Yes, it is.
Oh man, yeah.
So you guys, let me show you that. They showed the product. It's the plastic thing you put over, like the dry cleaners, they give you a plastic lining, but it's not really going to keep out the moths. This one is clothes and cover, but it's designed specifically to keep the bugs from getting inside and keep your clothes nice and
why do you get bugs in your clothes?
So here's the thing, like every time I do products like this, I have to explain Japan is incredibly humid, and all kinds of things get ruined there, including your clothes and the moths, and there's like I can't explain it to you. I mean, and they don't have dryers in the homes. They wash them and then they dry them outside on these poles outside in the apartment on the balcony. And so everything is very like organic, but that invites bugs. And so you always have mosquitoes in your house. You have moths in your closet. You have, I don't know, spiders. I mean, it's like, you deal with a lot of insects in Japan.
Okay,
I don't know how
so that's why she's got the scary bear, because the scary bear takes care of the bugs.
I don't know. I didn't even understand.
I'm really freaking out over here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have nightmares now. Bugs in my clothes and that.
Cookies.
Like seriously, like that little scary bear behind me is gonna be like, no, thank you. Hard pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, the bear was creepy. I think they were on. It's just they were on the set of a show, and I don't. I'm not even sure myself, but it definitely was distracting. All right, you guys. So we come to the end of our show here. I usually like to give everybody an opportunity to plug anything else, or especially the regulars. If you guys have anything, okay, Ed.
Hey, starting June 15th, Matthew McCarran has gotten Off the Hook Sports Bar and Grill down in where is it, in Campbell. It's going to be every week at 8 p.m. starting June 15th.
Great.
Open mic, and myself and one of the other people watching, Melanie Calabrese, and Alex Torres are going to be, sort of rotating through as hosts.
So this is open mic starting what day?
June 15th in Campbell in it's near San Jose, in case you didn't know.
What day of the week? I'm sorry. Is that
what is June 15th? I think it's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know it's a Tuesday because that's when I start my trivia nights at Mermaid Claw.
Oh,
Well, I
all
might.
right.
If it's on Tuesdays, yeah, I might try to start. I haven't yet done real life comedy, but that might be my first venue to go to. Anybody else? Anybody? Niko, what do you got?
Yeah, so I mentioned this before, but a little more to it. So this upcoming Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be on my first ever live booked human show.
Whoa.
I'm very excited for Jeff Shaw is a very funny comedian who's got dry bar special, has been touring forever, clean comedy. I'm going to do a guest set. I met him on Zoom and we connected there, and that was just really fun. So I'm excited to do that. And also those same nights later in the evening, Dante, Suitman Productions. We've had him on the show before here. Cool dude, puts on a bunch of cool shows. He's actually going to be in town putting on some shows. So I'm going to get to see him again and a bunch of people from Zoom that I haven't met in person, but have met on Zoom. And that's just the funnest freaking thing. I love seeing people post pictures of that, but also like just going to be a part of it. I'm really excited. So I'm pretty stoked. And if you happen to be around Boise for any reason, Friday or Saturday night, it'll be a good time.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? Any other? Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I have recently become a permanent cast member of Brenda Brown's Sauce in the City.
Nice.
So every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. There'll be a brand new episode live here on Facebook. Check out if you get a chance. It's a really fun show. Always great different comedians on there. So yeah, check it out.
Good job, dude. That's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, Brenda's awesome. I'm really excited about that. And I have some live shows coming up, but not for a couple of months. When we get closer to that, I'll announce those.
And here we go. This is evidence that Zoom comedy is here to stay. It's just going to supplement real life shows and be more like, just maybe it's not going to be open mics anymore, but maybe it'll be more like talk shows and things like and other types of shows. But whatever form it is, it's here to stay. So Niko, go ahead.
And Brenda's show was actually started before pandemic.
Yeah.
It obviously grew during the pandemic, but it was before it. Fun. That's comedy, improv, gaming, fun stuff. It's not just like straight sets. It's really cool.
Great. Yeah. All right. Well, one more time, thanks to Chris Hudson and Dena Ware for coming on the show. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will be back on June 11th, same time. I'm not sure who the guests will be this time, but I do want to give you guys a heads up. The following week, the 18th, I will be off. The show will be off just on the 18th, but definitely next week, the 11th, we will be back. And Ed, I think you know what we need to do at this point. And that is say goodbye. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming on the
Thanks,
show.
everybody. Great show.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good to
everybody.
meet you guys.
In real life.